Coming up short with the bad weather. Yeah. That's what we talking about? Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Coming up short with the bad weather. I forgot that my clock is moving. I was doing something else. That's what's up. Yeah, we had bad weather at the end of December. I did get one in. The Thursday food bank early part of December, but I didn't get the other two in that I had planned on doing. We had some cold weather. And cold weather dictates whether I'm going to be out and about with the food bank, that's for sure. As well as on the bicycle, that's for sure. But I did get a hookup with the outdoor 24-hour food bank or food closet. Yeah, on Gratiot, I did get that hookup. And I was able to make a donation also with some food, cereals that I'm not going to eat. From now on, it's going to go there. Not going to just be sitting around hoarding it. And supposed to be feeding it to the birds in the wintertime. I haven't done that. If you got sugar in it, it's not good to feed the birds that sugar. But if it's just plain wheat, oats, then it's all good. So I got to get that done because it's wintertime now. December going into January. And now it's January the 2nd for me making this recording. So that's what happened. I did not have a good run on it towards the end with the food bank because of the cold weather. But we did get a chance to check out a couple of that other one. I thought it was going to be home delivery. I found out it was not going to be home delivery. I guess because of the COVID restrictions has been lifted. She's now letting people do in person instead of home delivery or being on schedule to come in at a certain time. So I'll check her out maybe this in January. She's a Thursday once a month food bank. I'll check her out maybe this month. If the weather's good, holds up, then I'll see what else she look on the inside because she moved to a different location. I went to her previous location, but unfortunately I left the phone at home. I got two phones. I got personal phone and government phone, so I had her number on the government phone. So ain't no sharing my game. When you get over 65, you take anything that's free, especially from the government. That's for sure. And I did that. So I got the government phone as well as tablet. So I'm living large. T-Mobile, you're getting over like a fat rat. But they're getting rid of their phones that's obsolete. Most of the time they're 4G phones, so they can't really, they're not on the market anymore. But they did sell it to the government to pass it on to us. So that's how that went down. So we have now two phones. And her number was on the second phone, the government phone. And of course, I left it at home. So I went to her place, and somebody else is on location. In her place. A whole nother hookup. And she's selling, she's buying in bulk and selling at a flat rate to residents to saving money on household items that they use in the household, but not, like detergent, soap, and toothpaste and things like that, but not food items, household items like that. So that's how that went down. Went to the food bank over there where she was previously located at, and now she tells me she's in another building in the same complex. So now I know where she's at, so I should be able to check out next month or no later than February or March of this year. So we're just going to see what happens with that. My goal this year coming up in 2023 to make my rounds and go to all the food banks I had stopped going to prior to COVID 2020. So it's 3 years after COVID now. So now I'm going to try to make the rounds to everyone that I used to go to and see what's happening, see if they changed their MO or they're the same. Or is it the same they was prior to COVID? Like I said, a lot of people have changed their mode of operation, their MO, because it's to their convenience to get people in and out right quick. And then I guess it's, I I don't know if it's safer for the volunteers or people on the payroll. One place there, you have people on the payroll. I have yet to go there, and I'm gonna definitely do that one. Meant to do that earlier, but knowing I need my cart for that. So I had some problems with my cart and a couple of breakdowns. So with my homemade trellis for the bicycle. I don't have a cart. I have homemade trellis for the bicycles that I ride with the hitch on them. And this one's a little longer distance. And I'm going to see can I check it out next month. It's once a month. But they said they changed their perfect work around. It's all outdoors. You just come on through once a month. So that should be interesting to see how that works out. Like I said, when I get some extra food for now on going forward, I am going to pick that up there, that food pantry down there on Gratiot. Talked about putting another food pantry up here on Warren Avenue with another group that I'm with. And hopefully I'll work on that. Maybe we can get an outdoor food pantry in the neighborhood closer to me. That's in the neighborhood on Gratiot, but even closer. For me, it'll be walking distance. I can walk or I can ride my bike real short distance to go. I'll help maintain that one. That'll be in the hood. And that'll be something that I'm going to work on going forward for 2023. So again, I get with this group and we can put with the community association and not homeowner association. We have community association that took the place of the block club. That's what the young people are gravitating to, that word. Community association versus block club. But whatever it takes for them to get involved, it's all good. But I'm going to work with her to try to bring in a food pantry to the neighborhood. With cleaners or with whatever other organization or people just volunteer and putting their merchandise in there or putting their goods in there. Not merchandise, their goods. So that's the plan for 2023. Hit all the food banks I used to go to prior to COVID. And then all the ones I just went to, period, over the last 5-6 years. Finish up on the bicycles. Still have that to do. That's a whole nother episode on the bicycles. Had some bad occurrences going on. I had a breakdown, but I didn't fall on this one breakdown. The bike just broke down. So that's a whole nother episode. Talk about the breakdown of the bicycle, then the trailer. So hopefully that's not a sign of bad things to come. But that's the plan for 2023. You go to all the food banks, work hard to put this food pantry. I need some help with that. Can't do that by myself. I can do the work. I can build a food pantry. And then my last and most important project I'm doing, it started with me with that benches that the pastor had did at his church when I used to go to his food bank on Wednesdays. And I don't even know if he have them anymore. Anyway, he did them 4 benches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 benches. He did 5 benches. He did 4 up and down Harper and 1 on Gratiot and French Road. So he did 5 benches. So I always said I was going to duplicate that, but now I am doing it. So I'm up to bench number 3 now. That's the first or second day of January. Got 3 benches out there. 2 more to go till I get to his match number, which was 5 in the gold. The goal is to go up to 20 before the year is out. So that's something I got from going to the food bank and just riding up and down Harper and knowing where that came from. And that's where I got the idea from. So I'm always going to give him credit for doing it first. So I'm duplicating what he did. Just getting it done on my end, which is going to be the street shoemaker. I'm going to adopt that street shoemaker. And I am going to see what I will see with that. The key is that I'm going to use materials, so I won't have no cost with materials. We'll make a plain Jane bench, just something to sit on with no back, no arms, just a seat area, beds and beds and it's in 2 feet, of course, so that they can sit there and be stationary. It'll have enough weight on it with the materials I'm using. Most time the materials going to be from people getting their steps rebuilt. They good materials to use because you flip the steps over on the other side. It has never been used, and that's how you utilize steps and get a second life out of them. A lot of times people don't know they can flip them steps and use them again. But they normally go with new because they figure new will last longer, but it still have a second life if you flip them boys over. Everything has a second life. Wood is pretty durable and people, just quit to throw away because it's easier to replace than it is to repair or reuse it. That's the one item I'll be using. People getting their staircases, steps rather, not their staircases, their steps replaced, and people throwing out bunk beds. I did it with some bunk beds too. I had one bunk bed that I was not using. Was not going to buy another mattress for it. My cousin Charles had messed the mattress up when he was here, but he really got sick at it, so I can't blame him for that. So that came out good because I made a bench out of that one. Just enough material. I didn't have to add no materials to it. I just had to buy a box of screw nails, which was at $10 cost to me. So it did cost me $10 to do that. That'll be my only cost with doing these benches, is buying the screw nails for them, not deck nails for them. Outdoor screw nails. That'll be my only cost. The first one I had salvage enough screw nails from the other project, from the throw out. My neighbor had rebuilt the porch, and I told him to bring me all the materials, so I was going to reuse them. And I had enough screws from the throw out materials he had to build a bench, and I had some paint that was thrown out, some all base paint that was thrown out that I used to paint at least 3 benches so far. I could paint up to 3, maybe 4 benches with that. So it had no cost with the first bench. The second 2 cost me $10 a piece. So my average cost should be no more than $10. I'm not gonna never pay no money for no paint because people throw away paint all the time. I just do it on the pickup, on the throw out. I ain't got no shame in my game. I'll pick up on the throw out. So I ain't got no shame in my game with that. So that's the plan for 2023. My goal is to do as many as I can. If I can get up to 20 through the course of this year, that'll be my top number. My low number will be 10. I want to go at least 10 or up to 20 benches around the bus stops in Detroit. That's my location, especially in hard-hit areas. That's the key. And here, areas that are not hard-hit, they don't need them as much as the areas that are hard-hit because, it's not that many people catching the bus because there's not that many people living in that particular area, but it still get used. They still have a bus route there, and they still have bus stops there. So the Shoemaker is my first one, and Harper is going to be my second street. And then I'm going to do some up at Cadillac as well as St. Jean, a little short run, just in my neighborhood. So I'm not going to be going way outside the neighborhood. So that's the plan for 2023. I got a plan, got to execute on it, keep living, see what happens. That's what happens when you get old. You got to keep living and just see what happens. That's for sure. So it's almost time to wrap things up. I'll ring that bell. It's time to wrap things up. That's for sure. And I think I'll play a little music on the way out. For 3 minutes and 24 seconds. What's Up is the name. I picked the name on this song. What's Up, just the name is something. Something I made off of BandLab. I just did the arrangements only because everything was already pre-recorded. So it wasn't nothing to it but to do it.